latest guidance from the National Hurricane Center came out 15 minutes ago, and yet again, it does pivot the most likely path of Henri just slightly to the west. However, everything is still in place that was in place earlier. Hurricane warnings in effect for portions of the Connecticut shoreline, and what's new is that a tropical storm warning has been added to Rhode Island and Massachusetts, so it still remains that the only place where the hurricane warning is Long Island and portions of Connecticut. Hurricane watch for places inland for New Haven towards New London County, and a tropical storm watch is in effect, and warning for portions of Fairfield County. For those counties inland, be on standby for your potential watches and warnings for tomorrow. Storm surge warning going on for the entire Connecticut shoreline as well. High tide at a roughly midnight, 11 p.m. And with those strong winds on the tail end of this system, that is when we're expecting that worst storm surge, which is going to be up to 2 to 4 feet on top of that 7-foot high tide that eventually we'll get to tomorrow evening. Here's a look at that updated most likely path of Henri, which is still expected to make landfall in Connecticut as a marginal Category 1 hurricane. So offshore of Long Island, more than likely 80-mile-per-hour sustained winds, Category 1 hurricane. And as soon as it hits around New London, Groton, that area, still potentially packing 75-mile-per-hour sustained winds, and then quickly taking a step backward into a strong tropical storm. So 60-mile-per-hour sustained winds are possible over a great deal of the state for Sunday evening. And then we'll see that storm, again, diminishing as it gradually goes towards the north and then into Monday morning. Our impacts from this storm is going to include heavy rain, so flooding from that, damaging winds, so widespread power outages. That's going to be something that we see across the entire state for this particular storm. And coastal flooding storm surge is going to be, especially with that the high tide aligning with the full moon, it is going to be likely that we see at least a foot of that coastal storm surge along the entire Connecticut shoreline. Here's a look at our future projected rainfall, and this is really going to depend on the exact path of the storm. But one thing to take from this is that there's going to be a rather fine line of either seeing a ½ inch of rain or potentially up to 5 inches of rain, which will more than likely cause some flash flooding. But as of right now, Western Connecticut most likely to see some of the flooding potential from rain alone. Fast forward to 5 o'clock in the morning on Sunday. We have tropical storm force winds across the eastern and portions of the central Connecticut shoreline. 8 o'clock in the morning, we have winds up to 53 miles per hour in New London. And then this makes potentially its way as a hurricane, Category 1 Henri, 77 mile per hour sustained winds in London. So areas towards Rhode Island most likely to see any of that rather brief window of those actual hurricane force winds. And then fast forward to 3 p.m., that's when we see the most widespread damaging winds across the state, and then finally getting a break as we approach sunset. But still, those winds strong enough to cause some storm surge potential across the coastline. Spaghetti plots have just pivoted a little bit towards the west, but nonetheless, no matter how you slice it, it is going to take a trajectory into Connecticut that will give us some severe winds and also quite a bit of rainfall. Looking at satellite radar right now, we see isolated showers across southern New England at the moment, and we'll see that for tomorrow as well. Here's a look at our projected satellite radar. We're going to be looking at, again, just a few showers, plenty of blue skies, actually, so rather nice for tomorrow. But then the very early morning hours of Sunday, we see the potential hurricane and then quickly a tropical storm, a strong tropical storm making its way through western Connecticut, the eye wall giving us heavy rain, so potential flash flooding by that point. And then by midnight, we see the core of the system moving towards the north, but still we continue to see moisture and rainfall in western Connecticut. 70s across Connecticut at the moment. Our low temperatures for tonight, 71 degrees in Hartford. We'll be looking at another muggy start to our day tomorrow. High temperatures in the mid-80s for tomorrow. Looking at our 7-day forecast, we're going to see some very warm weather after Tropical Storm Henri and then potentially overnight Hurricane Henri. What's important to keep in mind is that it's going to be very hot, and some of us may be dealing with power outages during this potential heat wave Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. But the good news is that for tomorrow, we do have some time to prepare for Henri, which is going to make its way to Connecticut very early on Sunday.
All right, Connor, thank you. All new tonight at 11, one of Connecticut's most unstoppable forces will share her powerful story with the entire country right here on Channel 3. Hamden filmmaker Kristen Emery will appear on the CBS network show Mission Unstoppable tomorrow morning at 11 o'clock. The show focuses on women who are accomplishing incredible things in the world of science and technology, and Crystal is a true inspiration. She is quadriplegic, but despite the challenges that she faces every single day, she truly is unstoppable. Crystal is a filmmaker, author, and tomorrow, CBS will focus on her newest adventure, producing a new virtual reality game. Truly incredible. Crystal hopes people see her story and realize they can accomplish anything they put their mind to.
Nothing is promised. We see that with COVID-19. I say think big, dream bigger than your city, your state, the universe. Get dreams come true. Just look at me.
She is a true Connecticut hero. And again, you can watch Crystal right here on CBS tomorrow at 11 a.m. She's also hosting a panel with other women who are dominating the film world on Sunday afternoon. And her new film opens next month in New York. We'll have more on all of her projects on the Channel 3 app. Up next at 11, former Yukon great Ray Allen has a new job on the sidelines. We'll tell you what the Hall of Famer will be doing when we return. In Bristol, one local sub shop is working overtime. Get this, making 1,000 sandwiches tonight ahead of Henri. The Firehouse subs on Farmington Avenue got the massive order from the U.S. Coast Guard. Now, the agency actually ordered 2,000 sandwiches for the additional crews that they're bringing in, but the order was so large that 1,000 subs will be made in Bristol, and the Firehouse subs in Rhode Island will pick up the other half.